Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a little bit of a while, little bit of a break there for me over the past couple of weeks. Just a lot of other things going on in my life. That a little bit of a priority. It's really made me have a chance to really rethink what I want to do with this channel. Of course, I got to keep the MLB Power Rankings going on. That's pretty much a channel staple, and I really do love doing that. I do love doing these kind of prediction videos. That's what this one's going to be. I'm going to be predicting the NFL playoffs. We're really starting in 2 hours. Kind of left it to the last minute, so I'm doing just an in front of my computer kind of style video. Just want to shout out to all the people in our Discord channel that show up daily and at least keep the conversation going. Maybe I'm not necessarily making these YouTube videos, but I am in that Discord, quite active. If you do want to keep talking sports with pretty much the best community out there, I suggest you join that community. And on top of that, the NFL fantasy season, of course, for the channel, we had our own league. Didn't end in the best fashion. As we all know, the Cincinnati-Buffalo game was pretty much the final championship game for most. Pretty much led to what might be a default win for OJ, but big shout out to OJ. He's been an OG of the channel. Just want to say congratulations, man. You know where to hit me up and we'll sort out how to get you that prize. So pretty much into that, I just want to say I'm going to probably start doing a little bit of a shift on this channel. I'm going to be switching it into more of about me, not necessarily just sports. Might start sharing some of the things I do outside of sports, jiu-jitsu, training for triathlons, Wim Hof breathing, cold exposure, just pretty much helping others get better because I've gone on quite the journey myself over the past couple of years. So it's now, I think I'm going to start shifting this channel into that, but I'm still going to keep the sports as a part of it. But guys, I'm going to jump into it. Just pretty much going to use the NFL bracket here. Going to do quick, nothing too crazy. I just want to have, I wanted to have that announcement, what I'm doing with the channel, and just a shout out to OJ. And I wanted to get on record when I go perfect in my bracket, because you know me with my brackets so far, they pretty much get perfectly wrong, let's be honest. Okay, let's take a look at, we got the Saturday games that are just about to kick off. San Francisco, I believe, kicks things off against Seattle. I'm going to pick San Fran. It's no real question about it. And then on the other side, we also have the Chargers and the Jaguars. This one's going to be the better of the two games, I suspect. Again, the San Fran-Seattle one is a division game, but I'm going to go with the Chargers taking this one. I do like the run that Jacksonville is on. Would they have to win 7 in a row to make it into the playoffs? And their defense, and they do have the weapons. It's going to be a really good game. I could see it going either way, but right now I'm going with the Chargers, and that's going to set up a matchup with Kansas City, because in the other two games in the AFC, I got the Bengals going through over the Ravens. A lot of question marks for the Ravens coming into the playoffs. They haven't looked super great, whereas on the other side, Cincinnati's looking pretty good with their offense and their defense stepping up. Of course, it's a division game, going to be close, but it's going to be a big question mark whether we see Lamar Jackson back in the Ravens uniform or not. And on the other hand, you guys know me, big Dolphins fan, super excited that we're making the playoffs, but Skylar Thompson, I guess, can't even get his name right. He's not going to be able to carry this Miami Dolphins team past the Buffalo Bills. So I do expect the 2, 3, and 5 seed to make it out in the AFC. And then on the other side, I'm going to pretty much stick to it. The 3 seed, the Minnesota Vikings, I see them getting past the Giants. And I think it's going to be a good game. And the spread has come down a little bit. It has a field goal game. I do just think that the Vikings have the offensive weapons, and Jefferson going to be the difference maker here. Giants going to be able to keep a game close as long as the Vikings don't fall into like a deficit. I really see this a lot like the London game that we saw the Giants and the Packers play. I see it a lot like that, except I don't see Minnesota exploding the way Packers did down the stretch there. And then in probably the highlight of the week of where a lot of people are going to be split. I think this is going to be the most split game of Pick'em. We got the Buccaneers hosting Dallas, and believe it or not, I am going to jump on the Buccaneers to get through this one. It's big surprise, I'm sure, but Brady and all them, I just think they're going to be able to step up. I have not liked whatsoever what I saw of Prescott since he's been back, so I'm pretty much calling him blowing this game. It's going to be close, but I do think Tampa Bay, with the veteran presence of Brady and just getting it done. They've had a really bad season, honestly, probably the worst team in the playoffs next to Seattle, possibly. But I do think that we're going to get past Dallas. It's going to be somewhat of an upset, but I think a lot of people are on Tampa, so don't be surprised by that. So that brings us into the divisional round. We're going to have Kansas City matching up against the LA Chargers. And for whatever reason, these two teams always play each other amazingly close, and it could go either way. I'm going to stick with Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, and company to be able to get this done. The extra time off, the extra time to prepare. You know they are preparing extra hard. They had the book on Chargers. They've been saving everything for the Chargers because up until now they haven't had a meaningful game really against the Chargers all season long. So I think this is going to be the spot where Kansas City really brings out everything they got, and Chargers are going to be a little banged up after such an intense, close game against the Jacksonville Jaguars. That leaves us Cincinnati and Buffalo in the rematch of the game that didn't ever quite happen. But this case, it's going to be, I guess, all the rules for the home field and all that. If these two teams actually match up, I forget how it's sorted out. But let's just assume that it's, I guess, maybe a neutral field. I don't know how it's going to work out. I'm sorry. Not quite. I know there's a lot of stuff going on with that. I didn't follow it super closely because it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. The two teams are going to match. I do have the Cincinnati Bengals coming out of this one between the two of them, and they're going to advance to play Kansas City in the AFC Finals, where I have them also advancing again. I just think the Bengals are the most well-rounded, strong team in this playoff on the AFC side, and I see them going all the way to the Super Bowl. On the other side, we got the NFC. We're going to have Tampa Bay fighting up against Philadelphia, and Philadelphia's going to roll them. Tampa might squeak by Dallas, but they're not going to get by Philadelphia. So it's going to be a walk into the conference final for them. And then on the other side, I have Minnesota and San Francisco, and I think this game is going to be really good. I really do. Most people probably would expect San Francisco to kind of run them. Might be 6.5 point spread if they match up. And if that's the case, I might take Minnesota in that spread. But I do have San Francisco winning. I think they're probably the best team in the NFC. Eagles had a very easy schedule for the majority of the way, and they're going to match up in this conference final, where I will actually take San Francisco to keep on rolling. I think Purdy's going to be an amazing story this offseason and this playoff run. We're going to see the Bengals versus San Francisco in the Super Bowl, and I'm going to go with the Joe Burrow Bengals winning the Super Bowl, and I think maybe I'm a little bit out to lunch. I don't think a lot of people are going that way, but maybe I'm wrong on that case. I think that AFC is going to walk out with the Super Bowl this season, whether it's the Bills, the Bengals, or the Chiefs. I think it's going to be one of those three teams. I just have the Bengals coming out of the AFC, and I do think San Francisco, of course, can hang with any of these teams. Same with the Eagles. Those two teams, if I had to pick one of the five, I would guarantee those are one of the five winning the Super Bowl. But guys, just quickly went through it all. I wanted it out there. I wanted it for record before the game started, so I could say I got the perfect bracket. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Let me know what you guys think about kind of what the ideas of my change for the channel are going to be. I think that's pretty much what I want to do. I want to keep making content that I think is beneficial for everybody, as well as include the sports, because I love talking sports. So that's the Discord's going to keep going. So if you want to be a part of that, go below. Otherwise, guys, enjoy the football this weekend. We will see you guys out there for that next video.